essence of the chamber is to see how the economy can be alive, so that life will be meaningful for the people.
The chamber has programs and capability on, basically get lessons learned and then also continue to sustain their business.
Good afternoon, my viewers and good people of Edo State. This is Chamber of Commerce and You on EBS television every Thursday by 1:30 p.m. We are here to discuss about the Chamber of Commerce so that you have an insight into what the Chamber of Commerce means and then in the programs and activities of the Chamber. We have with me here the incumbent president of the chamber, Mr. Adi Edubo. So, you're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, viewers.
We are expecting our other discussant who will join us soon because they are held up by traffic on the road. Chamber of Commerce, like we have looked so far, is not a cartel. Chamber of Commerce is not a clique that deliberately create monopoly to cause hardship for the people. Chamber of Commerce also is not a Ministry of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce is not a law chamber. Chamber of Commerce is an association of businessmen and women with entrepreneurial skills who have come together to take the huge risk of doing business and growing the economy so that the standard of living of the people can improve, so that our communities can develop. So it is a role that you as a businessman is expected to join and play so that we can together create a peaceful atmosphere and social order. That is why it is important for you to join us, listen to this program and see where you can key in into the chamber. Quite often, Chamber of Commerce have been said in this part of the world, especially the continent of Africa, including Nigeria, to be created by private law. So when we say created by private law, we are saying that membership of the chamber in this part of the world is voluntary. Does that have any effect on the membership drive for the chamber, Mr. President?
Thank you, viewers. Most people don't understand what the chamber movement is. In most cases, some have even call it a law firm, but we are not into any legal issues. The Chamber of Commerce is an association of businessmen and women, successful businessmen and women, no matter the size of your business, whether it is multinational, PLC, limited liability or private one. As long as you are registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission, you can become a member of the chamber. And the chamber is not a monopolistic enterprise where people, do things the way they like. The chamber movement is known all over the world, and from time to time there are laws, the state law that is governing the operation of the chamber, and that is what we have been following for some time. Thank you.
Yeah. Then from what you have said, if I as a businessman wants to join the chamber, what is the procedure? What are the requirements? What are those necessary things that I need to put in place to effect my membership?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, you must have a registered business name by Corporate Affairs Commission. That must be number one. And you must have an office. Whether you are trading, whether small or large business enterprise or limited liability, you must have an operational office where we can relate to you from time to time if we need to get to you. So you must have an office. And besides that too, as long as you are doing any kind of business, that is the chamber's name is Benin Chamber of Commerce, covering everything about commerce, industry, covering everything about the industrial sector, then mines, Mines means that whenever you are doing any mining, whether in the coal mining or the diamond mining or whatever it is, then agriculture, everything about agriculture, both production and manufacturing, bringing up agricultural products, you must have one of these, and all these things are combined together. Well, if you are a petty trader, that is under commerce, and you can still be a member of the chamber. So that's how it is. Okay,
Mr. President, you talked about certificates from Corporate Affairs Commission, and we do know that we have businesses like firms, registered business names, we have limited liability companies, we have those that are quoted. So is it the same requirement for all?
Yeah, as long as you are registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission, there are private enterprise, which is the small income group people. You go there, register a business name, and you start doing your business with it. But the chamber does not register an individual. You must be a corporate body, either enterprise, limited liability, PLC, or whatever, multinationals. That is why if you are not one of these, so register yourself as a member, as an individual. It is, we don't do that. You cannot register unless you have a business name. Don't register with the Corporate Affairs Commission.
Okay. I do know also that we have some class of group of people who are also into business or are business inclined. We have community-based associations. We have people in the cooperative societies who might not necessarily, get that Corporate Affairs Commission certificate. Yes. So are they also qualified?
If you are a a cooperative society, your cooperative society must be registered with either the government or there is a law governing that or where you should be registered. You don't just start cooperative without any registration from any party. From either the government, Ministry of Commerce or something like that. Also, I don't know that until I find out. Or the Corporate Affairs Commission. You can still register your cooperative, and the cooperative as a body can join the chamber, but not as an individual.
Okay. If, for example, I am operating my business in Warri, Delta State, which is different from Edo State. My office is there. Can I register with Chamber of Commerce in Benin?
No, you cannot if you don't have any office in Benin, because we already have a Chamber of Commerce. You can register with the Warri Chamber of Commerce, because all the chamber movement all over the world, we are related one way or the other, because any chamber movement in any part of the world that send a letter to another city chamber, it should be honored and it should be regarded as a member of the chamber already. So if you are having your business in Warri, we advise you register in Warri. But if you have an office in Benin, a branch in Benin, and you want to register here, yes, you are free to register, because you have an office where we can locate you here in Benin.
Okay, which what you are saying invariably is that if you are a business organization, you are operating in Delta State, maybe occasionally you come to Benin. Even if you are operating from your house, or if you are operating your business from your house here in Benin, you can come and register that as a sub-office.
No, I don't think so, because number one, you must have a known office where you can be reached whenever we want to reach you. We can't reach you in your house, because your house is a private place where your residence is a private something to you alone, and you cannot come there and start doing business. Suppose we want to have a meeting in your place, can we come and have a meeting in your house? So that is why we only register people that have an operational office in the city where we are operating, or in the state where we are operating. Like in Benin here now today, it's the Benin Chamber of Commerce that covers the whole state, because there's no other city chamber here yet.
Okay. That means if you are registered, for example, with Benin Chamber of Commerce, you kind of enjoy multiple registration, because automatically you are members of other chambers, especially the national.
Exactly. That is exactly what it is. Because if you are a member, that is why I said earlier, the chamber have relationship worldwide. If we send a letter from here now to, for example, the Beijing Chambers of Commerce in China, they will honor it than you going there as an individual. They will give more honor to that letter from the chamber than you as an individual. So the chamber movement is related all over the world, and we interact with each other. Once you are a member of the city chamber, you are more or less a member of all the chambers in the world. Anywhere you go that you want to do business, you'll be treated as a member.
That reminds me. We have we oftentimes we hear of National Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
We hear of Regional Chamber of Commerce. We hear of State Chamber of Commerce, State or City Chambers of Commerce. We hear all sorts of names of chamber. Are they the same?
Yes. For example, let me give you an instance of what is happening in Edo State now. Presently, Benin City is the only place in Edo State where we have a city chamber, and that is why it covers the whole state. We have a South-South zonal, chambers of commerce made up of all the chambers in the different cities in the South-South zone. They also have the Southeast zone. They have the North Central zone. They have the Northeast, Northwest, and Southwest zones. They come together. It's the city chambers that come together to form these different zones, and the zones too, and the city chamber form the national body of the chamber, which is the NACIMA in full code for the whole country. Okay. So that's how it is.
What you are saying in effect is that if you register as a member of Benin Chamber of Commerce, automatically you are a member of NACIMA, the national body.
Exactly.
That the services that you require that cannot be provided by Benin Chamber of Commerce can be referred to the national, and
exactly.
As long as reference letter is given to you as a member of the chamber, you will be honored. Yeah. That is exactly what you are trying to let us know. No, like you said at the beginning, membership is voluntary, which means you don't compare people. It's not a public law status where certain organizations are by law compared to register. Do you have challenges in membership drive?
Many a times. What I will take this opportunity to again thank EBS because they are giving us an opportunity to sell ourselves. Number one, many people don't know what the chamber movement is about. Everybody, although so occasionally we get inquiries from individuals coming to say, oh, maybe they want to do some business outside the country, and they are asked whether they are members of the chamber. They now come to us to say, okay, we want to register. Many of them have come like that to register, but after that we don't see them again. You see, the chamber movement, it's unfortunate that people really don't know much about the chamber movement. If they do, it's one place I recommend to all kinds of businesses, whatever kind of business you are doing, even if you are a petty trader. Because one, the chamber will fight your battle collectively. If there is a policy from the government that is not conducive to the growth of business, of the economy, the chamber can take it up with the government as a body. But you as an individual, you can't do it because the government will not listen to you. But as a body, the government will. We have done that a couple of times for some of our members, where some of them were given excessive taxation, and at the end of it all, we have to go in and say, how is this one? How did it come about? And at the end of it all, the whole thing was reviewed downward. And so these are some of the things you benefit from being a member of the chamber. And nationally, you can a letter from here to any city chamber for whatever you want. They will be able to attend to you as a member, because since you are already a member of a city chamber. And so I think that is what we're talking about.
Now, if I run an organization and I decide to join the chamber movement as a body, what are the likely gains? What are the gains that will accrue to me as a member?
I have just said one now, that if there is a policy, that governmental policy or whatever policy that is not conducive to the growth of your business, the chamber can take it up with the government. Two, collectively, they say when we were growing up, there was a parable our mommy or daddy used to tell us. They give you a broomstick and say break it. It's so easy to break. But when you get the whole broom together, break it, you can never break it. Which means collectively, when we go there as a body, we are more respected. Our voice is more heard by whoever is listening to us then. But as an individual, you may not be able to achieve anything. But collectively, when the chamber backs you up, you will be able to get what you want in most cases.
And then maybe as a member, are you not exposed to business connection all over.
Of course you are. That's why you see, even if I don't say that openly, as long as you are a member and chamber is all over the world. New York City Chamber of Commerce, London City Chamber of Commerce, Beijing, France, wherever. Of course, it started in France some years, century back ago. And then wherever you are, as long as you are a member of the chamber and a letter from the chamber where you belong to any city chamber, is giving you an open door to whatever you want to get from there. They will give you open their ICT for you to get any information you require from there. So that is one of the benefits you get from it. And then if you want to do business, for example, there used to be a time in Nigeria where when you export things out of this country, by the time it gets to Europe or anywhere, especially these Asian countries, they come back to you with some kinds of flimsy reasons for rejecting your business, for rejecting your products. It is not that the products are not good. It's just that they want to find an easy way out to cheat you. But if you are a member of the chamber and that kind of thing happens to you, we will now take it up with the city chamber of that very particular city or that country, and they will now investigate and find out whether that complaint is real or not. If it is real, okay, you lose. But if it is not real, the person they try to play you games will enter into serious trouble. These are some of the things the chamber do for you.
And I was discussing with somebody, and he was talking of community development. And the chamber is very active in community development. Can you throw light on that?
I don't know about this city or this community development. I don't know about that, because a chamber is more or less an NGO. It's a non-profit making organization. We don't buy and sell as to say maybe we make profit that we use it to help others. No, it is not done. The community can join, members of the community who are in business can join the chamber. But for the chamber to say we want to do this, if the chamber is very buoyant and they want to assist the community, they are free. Or for example, again, let me say, look at where we have our road now, and where our office is, that is Trade Fair. The road is bad. The chamber can take it up with the government, which we have done from time to time. This road is bad. Will the government come and do this thing for us? Those are the kind of things that you can do for community, not maybe setting money aside to say you do this or you do that. So it's not
the argument the person put forward is that as a chamber of commerce, as an organization of different business people, you encourage your members to play their corporate responsibility in the communities where they belong.
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. So if there is something that relates to the community, and then if you are a member, you have to help the community. If you have your company is in a community, you have to help the community well, because you are making profit from that community. So we encourage them to do that. That's correct.
And also that for example, some of your members, you encourage them to do better by organizing a award for them so that they can impart more in the area where they operate.
Thank you for the award. Something, yes, it is not only for the area alone. So when we give out anything, we are really planning an award now for people that have been